time for Aki's A-List. From the mind of the man who understands the 4 Ps of Waddle's world. Aki's A-List. The top questions and topics floating around in Tyler Aki's mind.
Are these really the questions that I was called here to answer?
Aki's A-List on ESPN Chicago.
All right, Tyler's got questions. Yesterday's episode was fantastic. The one about the division, too. We should ask that to Vikings Scott. But what do you got for today, Tyler?
Well, apropos that we are on the heels of a Vikings Scott call, because there was a lot of discussion ahead of the draft about what is the best landing spot for a rookie quarterback. And the two teams that were at the front of that conversation were the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. I ask you, who is in the better situation, JJ McCarthy or Caleb Williams?
This isn't who's better. This is the better landing spot.
Take into account everything, coaching, yes, offensive line, weapons,
yes,
and you can even throw the defense in there as well.
I think they're comparable, so I got to pick one or the other.
And again, they've got the best player.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson. If you re-sign, he hasn't been signed yet.
I don't know that Hawkinson's going to be available for a while. So, and I've never been a fan of the Vikings offensive line.
What about their coach?
I would give the edge to their coach over our offense coordinator.
Who was that? You, Meller?
Yeah, listen. You're right. Right now, what Jefferson's done.
The punter tips the scale.
No. Listen.
We went 2 hours without even the word punter being talked about.
I think it's very possible that the Bears' skill position players at the end of the season are going to be the envy of the entire NFL. I think DJ Moore, with Caleb Williams throwing him the football, might ascend into the conversation of guys like Justin Jefferson.
Look, I think Rome Odunze is going to be a better receiver than Jordan Addison. I think Jordan Addison is a solid player, but the ceiling for Odunze for me is higher than Addison.
And Keenan Allen, I know everyone says, he misses a couple games a year, but generally he plays 13 to 15 games, and he's very productive.
Yeah.
And the complimentary, DJ Moore crushes man coverage. Keenan Allen
crushes zone coverage.
No, eats up zone coverage.
They're deeper. The Bears are deeper, right?
Yeah.
While they have the top end player,
absolutely,
the Bears are deeper.
There is no question about it. DeAndre Swift catches the ball out of the backfield well and wasn't really utilized because the Eagles don't do that.
Aaron Jones is really good.
I'll take Aaron Jones over there.
That's fine, but he also dealt with a bunch of hamstring injuries last year that kept him on the sidelines for 15 games.
Swift is always hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, he was healthy last year.
I think it's really close.
The tie goes to the Kool-Aid, and that goes to the Bears.
Tie goes to Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know who Hawkinson's going to be early in the season, so I'll go Bears as well. I'd give Aaron Jones the edge at running back, but okay. I'd give Justin Jefferson the edge over if we want to say DJ, okay. But I think the Bears have a deeper receiving core, so I'll give the Bears a slight edge.
I don't even need the schedule. I don't need the order of the games. I'm giving the Bears 12 wins. I've seen their opponents next year.
12
wins. Have you looked at the opponents next year?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They got it looks on paper. I know it changes, but they got a pretty solid looking schedule.
Do you know the sneaky national televised game?
Texans game?
Yes.
I wonder if that's going to be like the Bears opener.
It could be. CJ, and again, it's the Canton game, so maybe they won't put them that close together. But CJ Stroud, last year's Rookie of the Year, against this year's favorite to win Rookie of the Year. They just got a new wide receiver through the draft, or through a trade. The Bears just got a new wide receiver through a trade. The two teams that have rebuilt pretty quickly. I think
that's a sexy matchup.
It's a sexy matchup.
Yeah.
Bears and Texans is AFC, NFC sexy matchup.
Yeah, those are the two up-and-coming teams, and especially from a quarterback standpoint as well. One of the weapons that Caleb Williams will be throwing to this year is DJ Moore, and there have been some pictures from some workouts that the two of them have done together, and DJ Moore was on with Mirror US Sports talking about his workouts with Caleb Williams.
Anticipation is there. You can tell that that he's expecting us to be open at a certain time. So that's going to be one of the things that's better. But I mean, just got to be on the same page with him going forward. And it's just going to take some time. Maybe it's going to be fast, or it might take some time. But I'm hoping it's fast though.
Anticipation, throwing guys open.
That's one of the things that's going to be better, he said. Did you notice that?
Of course. That's one of the things that kept me constantly twisted. The lack of throwing guys open and the lack of anticipation. And being a see it, throw it guy can only take you so far. You got to be able to do more than that. And I think that's kind of what he's talking about, is that the ball's going to be on you when it's supposed to be on you. And, it's no different than playing the receiver position. Like, Keenan Allen is going to be exactly where Keenan Allen needs to be on 3rd and 7. So the ball's got to be there. So Keenan Allen's going to do his job. The quarterback's got to do his job. And I think that there is a much better possibility.
So again,
for
for all the people, did you hear what DJ Moore said about Justin? He doesn't think any of the quarterbacks are going to be as good as Justin. He said that in February.
That's what
you see
do.
how things change once the player is traded and what they say. This is something that's better.
What did we say when all of that was taking place? Don't dismiss it. Take it with a grain of salt.
It's being a good teammate.
It's being a good teammate. And I'd be shocked if guys didn't come out and support their existing quarterback at the time. But that's exactly what needs to improve. And if Caleb Williams doesn't do that stuff, we're going to be disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it into a window that is anticipated to be open. Get rid of it on time. It's
one of the things that's going to be better. So if you didn't take Waddle's word for it when he said it all last year, here you just heard DJ Moore say it. After working out with Caleb Williams for a week?
Yeah.
For a few days before he was drafted, and then after he was drafted here for a couple of days, they were working out yesterday together, which was cool to see.
Yeah. I mean, you can know that stuff right away. DJ Moore's an all-pro type of receiver. He can tell, even against air. He can tell when the ball is, when it's supposed to be, where it's supposed to be. I mean, all that stuff is evident very quickly.
All right, there was an article that came out that Dave & Buster's is going to allow its customers to bet on arcade games. Has gambling culture gone too far in America?
No. But, I like this, that I think they're going to let you bet $5 on a game through their app or through something. But look, if you're playing Pop-A-Shot and Skee-Ball, the games that they're letting you gamble on, all you have to do with your buddy is turn to him and say, hey, let's bet $5 on this game right now. You don't need a fancy app to do that. High score wins the next beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
It's a cool novelty way to try to bring in a new customer and say, hey, they're going to let us gamble on this video game, but you can do that right now anywhere.
Just don't get involved with Jonte Porter, because he may be able to
He's going to throw the game. Yeah. But do you know what I mean? They're trying to get a new crowd there, but you can do that easily.
I haven't been into a Dave & Buster's in quite some time.
I went last summer with my little cousins from France. They love that place.
Really?
They love
What is their favorite game to play?
There was one, it was like a fishing game almost. I'm trying to remember exactly what it like. And then they like the one where like there's a wheel spinning and you drop like the bouncy ball down and it has to go into one of the holes, and they all have different values. And then there's like a jackpot
and
that you can win.
You spend $150.
Exactly.
Yeah, the ticket games. While it's not a Dave & Buster's, like Bolero has lots of video games. It's a bowling alley, but they have video games and games like Dave & Buster's. Or like, where did we go for the ESPN 1000 game?
That was Dave & Buster's, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Dave & Buster's, yeah.
Was it across from Wrigley?
Oh, no, that was
that's
Lucky
different.
Strike.
Lucky Strike.
Lucky Strike have those games.
When they announced
The
what
Bears.
was it?
Didn't we announce the
we
Bears?
announced
We
the
did,
Bears.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Dave & Buster's,
We were
yeah.
Dave &
We were at Dave & Buster's, but when we did the competition,
That's right.
and like with the basketball game and all those games that we played, that was at Lucky Strike.
Yeah.
A lot of the bowling alleys have these type of games now too.
That is true.
So, all right, there you go. Aki's A-list.